Are you ready, Monarch fans? It's time for the Old Dominion Football Show with Bruce Rader and Coach Bobby Wilder. Sponsored by a Step-in-Time Chimney.
Another week, another big challenge for the Old Dominion football team. A trip to Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama, and a battle against 5-1 UAB. You know, the Monarchs have come so close so often. So what's it going to take to get them back in the win column? Let's find out. The Old Dominion Football Show starts now. I'm Bruce Rader, along with Coach Bobby Wilder. After last week's loss at Marshall, now we knew that Marshall was one of the best teams in Conference USA, but your guys battled there till the end.
They did, Bruce, and this was a well-played football game. There were 0 turnovers in this game. We didn't turn it over. They didn't turn it over. It was a 13-possession game for both teams, and like all our games have, it came down to the fourth quarter. One possession where they finished a drive and we didn't, and that was the difference in this game against the preseason pick to win the East.
Now, you kept it close on the road at Virginia Tech and at UVA, and then at home against East Carolina earlier this year. And this week, according to USA Today, only Vanderbilt and UCLA are a better 1-5 team in all of college football, and that has to give your players some encouragement.
Well, let's play them right now. I think we're the best 1-5 team. It's discouraging, Bruce. It's frustrating to be 1-5, but we're getting better as a team. And Bruce, we've had 37 different players start for us this year. That's third in the country for most players that have started. Some of it's through injury, some of it's through guys that are competing and earning starting jobs in practice. So I see our team improving this week. We're playing a high level of competition. Again, this week, it's just going to take that one more play on defense, offense, and special teams in the fourth quarter.
But you said all summer that this was going to be a rebuilding year, so you can't just make those decisions in summer practice. I assume you have to give some of these new guys a chance to play and then decide if you want to switch them out with others.
Yeah, and what I like right now is the guys that have started. I mentioned 37 different guys that have started. They're all improving. They're competing for more playing time right now, Bruce. And what I really like about this football team is, man, they show up every day. They work at it. It reminds me a lot, Bruce, of the 15 team that went through this tough stretch like this, battled back at the end of the year, got itself in a position week 12 to go to a bowl game, and then set the stage for that 16 team that won 10 games and the Bahamas Bowl.
Quarterback Messiah DeWeaver came off the bench, gave your team a spark. He didn't get a whole lot of help, though, from his offensive line.
Yeah, where we're struggling right now, Bruce, I know it looks like the O-line and everybody thinks it's that when it's a sack. One of our sacks was he's getting ready to throw the ball and the tight end runs the wrong route, or we're not quite breaking the ball soon enough, or a running back misses something, or the quarterback doesn't get rid of it. And that's the issue with all of it right now in the pass game. Now, I was pleased with where he put the ball, the 44-yard touchdown to Aaron Moore. Beautiful over-the-shoulder throw. 3 other balls, Bruce, contested 50-50 balls on throws outside. We hit 2 of those for plus 20 gains. So you saw more of that in this game. That's why we stuck with him, Bruce. A lot of those 50-50 balls, which are going to happen at this level, he put them in a spot where the receivers could catch them.
But it's funny that we talked about this back in the sports department. You talk about that touchdown pass to Aaron Moore.
Right.
We've never really even heard of Aaron Moore. It's not like the old days when we knew all of these wide receivers. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about a guy that most fans, they don't even know who he is.
Right, and Aaron Moore has the opportunity to be like a Zach Pascal or a Travis Fulgham or a Jonathan Duhart. So do the other younger guys we have. And you and I have been doing the show for 10 years now. There wasn't a Zach Pascal. Those players developed, and that's what happened. These guys are redshirt freshmen. It's going to take time.
All right. The defense has really improved over the last year, but had a little problem keeping that Marshall quarterback in the pocket. That kind of hurt you a little bit.
It did, yeah. The things, Bruce, that the previous 3 games, Tech, UVA, East Carolina, that we had done really well defensively, we'd kept people under 30% on third down, which, think about that. If you can have an offense go 3 for 10 on third down, you're getting off the field. They were 8 for 16, and we really needed to keep him, the quarterback, in the pocket. We didn't, Bruce. We got good pressure, but he was allowed to step up into lanes and make plays. That's something that had been so good for us on defense, and it's why we ended up playing 80 snaps in this game, Bruce. They were 50-50 on third down. Too many plays for our defense to be on the field.
It must drive defensive coach David Blackwell crazy when fans say, "Oh man, you got to stop them on third down." No kidding. That's the whole idea, but it's not as easy as it sounds.
And that is the goal. And to your point, Bruce, the quarterback, when you get a mobile quarterback, you've really got to stay disciplined in your rush lanes. And you saw us do it against Virginia and Bryce Perkins. We kept Bryce Perkins in the pocket. They were 1 for 11 on third down. UVA were capable of doing better at that.
All right, on special teams, what about Blake Watson? Man, he can run back those kicks. You say that you need those big plays. Maybe he's the guy that can give you that.
Yeah, we do, and that you see him do that on kickoff return. He'll get more opportunities on offense. What I really liked, Bruce, was that our PAT field goal block unit had been carrying the special teams. They had a couple blocks. Now we developed an identity on kickoff return. Bailey Kate punted the ball really well in this football game. Darryl Brown got a return for 20 yards. So we're starting to get some identity in other areas on special teams.
Well, speaking of special teams, Nick Rice does it all, kickoffs, field goals. But can he handle Nathan Epstein in the 1-minute drill? Find out next as the Old Dominion Football Show rolls on.
The Old Dominion Football Show's back. I'm Nathan Epstein with the 1-minute drill, joined by Nick Rice. He's a kicker for the Monarchs, and we were talking about how you used to play NCAA football, the old game, and you used to play as the Monarchs once or twice?
Played as the Monarchs a few months ago. I was surprised to see I was a little lower on my overall than I would have liked to be. I was a 77. Thought I should be like an 85.
How far did the Monarchs go with you at the controls?
All the way. Yeah, I kicked a lot of field goals. I think I beat Virginia Tech with like 6 field goals one game.
Did you guys win the national championship?
Oh, yeah.
You're stranded on an island. I'm going to switch things up a little bit. You can have 3 items minus a cell phone and a boat. Your teammates have already finagled me on that one, so we're not giving you the boat on this one. 3 items minus a cell phone or a boat.
Okay, I'm taking a pan so I can purify my water. I'm taking a spear or like a fishing pole so I can eat. And then I'm taking a tent so I can sleep.
What scared you the most as a kid?
Snakes. I used to have nightmares about snakes all the time.
What are the 3 movies that when they come on, you can't turn them off?
Easy. #1 movie all time, The Martian by Matt Damon. Then The Dark Knight Rises with Christian Bale. The 3rd one would have to be The Hangover.
You think The Dark Knight Rises is better than The Dark Knight?
Oh yeah.
What has been your favorite thing about being a Monarch?
Being a Monarch, being around the campus, being around everyone here in Norfolk, they're fantastic. They love to show support to our program, and it's just wonderful to be around.
He's Nick Rice, kicker for the Monarchs, and he joins us this week for the 1-minute drill. Nick, why don't you say goodbye to the Monarch Nation?
See you guys on Saturday.
Coach, it seems like Nick's been here as long as you have, and he seems to get better every year.
He does. He's a really good person, does well in school. He's increased his range every year, Bruce. And this year, after the 3rd game, he's taken over doing the kickoffs as well. But his range is up to 55 yards, very accurate, and a really good football player for us.
Does that have a lot to do with the training aspect? Your trainers know how to help these kickers improve their distance?
It does, and also in the offseason, he goes to specialty camps. He works on his foot placement, his leg drive, where to put his toe on the ball. He's really dedicated to improving his craft.
All right. Well, what's it going to take to beat UAB on Saturday? We're going to talk about that next. Don't go away. Welcome back, Bruce Rader, along with Coach Bobby Wilder. UAB, the defending Conference USA champions. They have won 5 of their 6 games this season. They have an experienced quarterback in Tyler Johnson. They also have experienced relievers, and I know you can't underestimate the importance of that.
Oh, no question. And this is a team, Bruce, that hasn't lost a home game in over 2 years. They're a veteran group. They're 5-1 this year. They were 11-3 last year. They've won 16 of their last 20 football games. Now, they have not played the schedule that we have played, Bruce. The only winning team they've played so far this year is Western Kentucky, and they lost that game. Western Kentucky intercepted them 4 times, beat them 20-13, so we'll be the next best team they play. The important thing for us, Bruce, in this game, get off to a good start because we're on the road.
And maybe make some big plays. Now, you never use injuries as an excuse, so I'm going to ask you. You have a young team to start out with. What is the injury situation now halfway through the season or past that?
Well, it's certainly affected us on offense. We're not healthy at running back right now. Eric Kuma will be out again this week. But I really like the younger players that are stepping up and working their tails off to get better. All we lack right now, Bruce, is experience. That's the only thing we lack.
And a big win like this against a defending champion can turn everything around.
No question, and that's what I keep telling our team. This is the defending Conference USA champions. Beating them at their place where they haven't lost in 2 years would be something that would give us tremendous momentum here in the second half of the season.
Well, you've done it before,
Yes, we
and
have.
maybe it'll happen again. Old Dominion at UAB, Saturday at 3:30 in the afternoon. Coach, have a good trip.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And don't forget, you can always see the Old Dominion Football Show online at wavy.com, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday night. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.